Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. How are you guys? I hope you are doing well. Happy Tuesday to all of you. It is so good to see so many of you already here. Colleen is here. Mary is here. Hello, Jennifer. Hi, Karen. Hi, Evelyn. So good to see everybody. Did you guys have a nice weekend? Did you miss me? Did you miss me? I missed you. I missed you so, so much. Facebook's making their way in as well. It is so good to see you guys. Hi, hi. Hi, Wanda. Look, Wanda, I survived. You knew I would. But yeah, so I missed you guys, right? We didn't have a Feel Good Friday show last Friday, and that is because I was off teaching at the JTV event, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We had I posted a picture of the dinner. Just it wasn't part of the event. It's just kind of what we do when a lot of us all get together. And I posted a picture on my Facebook where I had gone to dinner with Meredith and Wyatt and Fernando and Rita from excuse me, from Impress Art, and Sarah. And we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. It's always good to catch up with everybody, right? Even though it's in the midst of something that's very stressful. Teaching classes, it's stressful. 3 classes a day when you have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning that's a lot. That's a lot. So yeah, it was fun. We had a great time, but I did miss you guys very, very much. And it took me about 2 days to recover. I was not fully recovered, like as far as like just being worn out until Sunday. So I got a decent night's sleep on Friday, but it really took that extra night, Saturday night, where I woke up Sunday and I finally felt like sort of like myself again. So it was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. For those of you who came, I really appreciate it. We had a good time. We had a good time. The good news is, though, for those of you who didn't make it, I have leftover kits, and I'm actually going to be putting those in the shop on Friday. So the 2 classes that I taught at the JTV event, I've got about 20 of each one of those kits left, maybe a little more than 20. So if you're interested in grabbing one of those, I will be putting the rest of them in the Etsy shop. So you don't have to miss out completely, right? So that's that. Just letting everybody know where I've been and what I've been doing. And now we're back to our regular schedule as I promised we would be. So excuse me. Let me grab some water. So happy fall, everybody. I believe it was Friday. That was the first day of fall. It was either Friday or Saturday. I can't remember, but it is now officially fall on the calendar. So, excuse me. Happy fall to all of you. I was ready. I was ready. I have my pumpkin scented candle going, and actually it's not. It's pumpkin scarecrow, but it's still pumpkin. Okay. I don't know what a scarecrow smells like. I'm pretty sure I probably don't want my office to smell like whatever that is, but it does smell like pumpkin in here, which is really nice. And the humidity is down. So yeah, thank goodness for small favors. Thank you. It's nice to be able to go outside without the humidity taking your breath away. So it says it on the calendar, which means that it's time to kind of focus on some fall jewelry. And we're working with Bargain Bead Box today. And this was sort of their fall kickoff box, I believe. It definitely has some fall colors in it, but it's got purple in it, which I think kind of takes fall in a different direction. And I really, really love that. So if you're curious as to what it is that we're doing today, that is what we're doing. We're going to be checking out the September Bargain Bead Box. I want to talk about Bargain Bead Box and Bead Box Bargains every time we do a little a show including them. I want to give you guys the rundown about them because there are some of you who don't know about them yet, and I want you to know all about them, that amazing company. Also, I'm going to be working with some flat artistic wire and some flat patterned artistic wire today. We're just doing like some simple little earrings using some flat wire, just because we haven't in a while, and I thought it was a good little combination to mix with this Bargain Bead Box. So that's what we've got in store for today. But I do want to give you the quick little rundown about Bargain Bead Box. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Bargain Bead Box, it is a monthly subscription service that is bead and jewelry related. Once a month, they send you a package of goodies that is a curated box of yumminess that, again, curated. So it has a theme. And this month's theme, or for September, is Mountain Majesties collection. I'm going to go through that with you and show you all of the pretty beads that are in it. And then we're going to put together a couple little quick pairs of earrings using some flat wire. So we're not doing anything super hard today, but I do want to toot the horn of the Bargain Bead Box people, because they are an amazing small business that I have been partnering with for a very, very long time. And I say partnering not in the sense that I've been an affiliate with them, but just that I have a really good relationship with them. And I do now have an affiliate link with them, which you can use. So here in the chat, my team will be dropping all of the links that you need. I have a 15% off coupon code that you can use for any of your purchases at Bead Box Bargains, and that coupon code is SLD15. It's a really great coupon to use for those of you who are not subscribed to the Bargain Bead Box, because if you are subscribed, you get a 15%, I'm sorry, you get a 30% off. Is it 30% off? Yeah, it's a 30% off coupon for any of your purchases throughout the month. So let me back up a little bit. Okay, so Bargain Bead Box monthly subscription. Their sister site is Bead Box Bargains, where you can order more items from each month. So like if there are beads in the box that you got, the monthly box, they have extras. You can order those extras, but then you can also shop for other things. It's a great place to stock up on metals in particular. I love to get bead caps and findings. Colleen posted a couple of days ago an amazing shipment that she got from them that was head pins and eye pins and tons of jump rings. They're a great place to stock up on findings, particularly when you have a 30% off coupon. So everybody who is subscribed gets that 30% off coupon that you can use more than once throughout the month, which is fantastic. For those of you who are not subscribed, you can feel free to use my my coupon code for that. And now I also have an official affiliate link with them. So if you would like to use my affiliate link, it is here in the comments. And you can use that as you do your shopping, and I will get a small commission off of your purchases. You don't have to use that, but it is always much appreciated if you do. So that's the rundown of the Bargain Bead Box and the Bead Box Bargains. Love them so much. They are really, really wonderful people. Wanda says, I have a really good relationship with Bargain Bead Box and Bead Box Bargains too. I'm on their payroll deduction program. I listen, I just made a big old order. I always make big orders from Bead Box Bargains because that's what helps me to put my kits together for Fridays. And I just made a rather large purchase from them that should be here in a few days with Halloween goodies in it. So if you're looking for a little spooky addition to your jewelry making, go check them out. They have the cutest enamel charms that are the cutest little black cats, but they're like in different scenarios. Like it's a black cat holding a piece of candy, or a black cat and a pumpkin, or a black cat in the middle of a cactus, which is not Halloween related, but is still super cute. I'm kind of in love with their enamel right now. So go check them out if you've not done that already. And please feel free to use either my coupon code $2 off your first box, which is SED2, or you can use SLD15 for 15% off your purchase. And again, you can use my affiliate link if you want to, and I get a small commission off of that. So yeah, lots of ways to show your love to not just Bargain Bead Box, but to me as well. Okay, so I'm going to get you guys turned around. We're going to go through the September box, which is technically a bag, but whatever. We're going to go through it, and then we're going to put together some earrings. Okay, I'm going to turn you around right now. All right, guys. So let's get to it. So I don't know how I feel about this green bead mat that I have going on right now, but for the moment, I'm okay with it. I have some more bead mats on order, so if the green is just not your thing, don't worry. I'll probably be changing it up here pretty soon. So no worries there. All right, so let me get started. Now, this one Mountain Majesties collection was the theme here. There is a lot of beauty goodness and some really cool metal elements here. So I'm actually going to start out. Let's start out with the bead part of this. All right, so we have some 12 millimeter glazed porcelain round beads in dark orchid. This color is really, really beautiful. It's kind of like a rosy purple color. Really like that. And it has a nice large hole, which means I can put this on leather. I can put this on some thick cord, some rope, things like that. It's really, really beautiful. This is one of my favorites. I have two favorites. I'm going to show those to you back to back. So these are 4 millimeter crystal faceted round beads in cadet blue. This is one of my very favorite beads in the entire box, and so much so that I went and reordered some more of these, a couple extra strands, just because I love not only the size, but I love the color as well. It's really, really pretty. Kind of it's not quite navy blue. It's like a green blue. It's really awesome. And then my second favorite is the 4 millimeter crystal bicone beads in green iris. I also reordered some of these because this combination is awesome. So if you like this combo, you may be seeing some kits coming up in the very near future that have both of these beads in them, because I kind of love that. All right, so next up we have 8 millimeter glass rondelle beads in opaque purple. It's an 11-inch strand. I love their opaque beads. During the early spring, they had opaque beads, and they may still have some, but they had them in really bright colors. They had them in like orange and blue and yellow and green in a lot of different shades, but they were very vibrant and bright, and so I bought a lot of those. So I love this, and I do love the rondelle shape. So super, super pretty, and you can see we're kind of building a beautiful color palette here. All right, so moving on to the next, let me just pull this out. Try to pull the beads first, and then we'll move on to the metal elements. All right, so we've got a 30 millimeter fancy jasper donut pendant, and so everybody's is going to be a little bit different because that's kind of the way, you know, these go. So pretty. I love that. So mine's got lots of deep greens in it. That's awesome. I love donuts. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of a donut bead, you guys. I really, really am. If you're looking for ideas for donut beads, I got you. So if you also like donut beads, you might like go-go beads as well. So we've got two 18 millimeter fancy Jasper go-go donuts. So what makes these different is where the hole is located. And of course, these are just a little bit smaller, but just as beautiful. So the go-go's, the hole on them is off to the side, so it makes it more of kind of like a drop, right? The way that it hangs. I mean, it's going to hang the same way a donut does, but you know what I'm saying? Like there's a chunky monkier part down here at the bottom. It's just kind of a different look than a standard donut. So you got go-go's and you got a donut, which is super cool. So set those over to the side as well. We've got lots of jasper in this box, which I really love because the color of all of this jasper is really kind of ties all of this together. So we've got 8 millimeter fancy jasper matte. These round beads, they're 7 inches here. I love a matte finish because it looks really, really boho chic when you pair it with the right things. Matte is just a really fun kind of finish to work with for sure. So there are those. We have another strand of jasper here. This is a 6 millimeter fancy jasper strand, and this is a 15-inch strand. So again, you're seeing all of the colors here. You can see how it's really kind of tying this all together. There are the rose colors, the greens, the blues, the browns, the reds. All of that is in the jasper beads. It's really kind of pulling all of these colors together. Like they know what they're doing when they're putting a color palette together over at Bargain Bead Box. Like it's always so beautiful. Even if it's a color palette that I don't particularly love, that's on me. That's not on them. They still do an amazing job. It really just kind of stretches my creativity. This is one of my other favorite beads in the bag this month. This is an 8 millimeter fancy jasper faceted bead. The facets on this is what gets me every time because I do love all of those beautiful colors, but you put a facet on it and it makes it a sparkly bead all of a sudden, right? Because of the way that it catches the light. So pretty. Look at all that yumminess. So pretty. Then we have a fancy jasper tumbled nugget bead. This is approximately 5-inch strand. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more organic as far as the shape is concerned, I do like a nugget over a chip. I'm not going to lie, just because it's more of a substantial bead. It's a little bit bigger and a little bit easier to work with. These make the coolest bracelets or the front sections of necklaces, though you can pop these in between just about anything. But again, the colors here are just awesome. That screams fall, but not in a traditional like brown, cream, green, dark green kind of way. This really kind of has such a different feel to it. Really, really lovely. Last on the bead list is another one of my very, very favorite. You guys know how I feel about metallics. We've got some 10-millimeter lava electroplated beads in Rainbow Iris. I've used these in kits more than once. I love a good lava bead. I love a good druck bead, right? Two of my favorite things. And if you can give me those electroplated or in metallics of any variety, I'm a happy camper. These are stunning in person. Like, they're really pretty on camera too, don't get me wrong, but the color shift that is on these is just really, really beautiful. So I was excited to get these because I had ordered a ton of strands of these from them in the past and used them in kits, and then they were gone. And I was like, oh, I can't get my hands on any more. So now they're back. So if you want to grab some of these for yourself, if there's not enough in this bag for you, you can go over to the website right now, use that affiliate link if you want to, and grab some of these for your own designs, because they're really, really special. Love those. Gonna lay those right across the top here. So pretty. So pretty. Okay. So now we're going to talk about some of the metal elements that are in the box as well. So these are kind of cool. This is how this really ties the theme all together here. All right. So we've got a 5 by 26 millimeter stainless steel laser cut mountain pendant. Now, you guys know the laser cut stuff is everywhere right now. Laser cut Halloween, laser cut Christmas, laser cut everything. And I am all about it. I really, really love it because you can get with the laser cut, they can get so much detail, but it's lightweight because it's this really, like, I don't want to say thin because it's not. It's strong. It's sturdy. You can't really bend it, but it's stainless steel, and the negative space in there is just as much a part of the design as the stainless steel part is. It's just a really beautiful way to make charms and pendants. And like I said, it's everywhere right now. So I was really excited to get some of these. I love it. It's lightweight. I can mix it with all of the cool things that are in this box. So there's our little mountain pendant. We've got more. That's not all. So I've got two smaller little stainless steel mountain links. These are cool because they have the connectors on both sides. So you can use these as a bracelet connector, or you can use these in the front of a necklace or anywhere in a necklace, really. But again, it's that stainless steel laser cut, which is so popular right now. If you're looking for more laser cut things, go check out Bead Box Bargains, because they have other stainless steel laser cut charms and focals. All right, setting those to the side. All right, we have some 12.5 millimeter round mountain charms. Now, these are not the laser cut, but that doesn't make them any less cool. And I love that there are more than one of these, because you can use these in so many different ways. So these are just some little mountain charms. You can use these as earrings, or you could use these as charms on a bracelet, or if you wanted to do like a simple pendant, you absolutely could. Really, really pretty. Nice little addition to the box. And set these over to the side. All right, we've got one more of the laser cut. This one is two laser cut compass charms, and these are pretty cool too. So if you got somebody in your life that's like an outdoorsy person that likes to camp, likes to travel, all of those things, let me flip this around the right way, you're gonna be able to use all of these things to make some really awesome designs for that person, right? The holidays are coming up faster than we would like to admit. So if you wanted to do some personalized jewelry for somebody who is definitely an outdoorsy person, this is the box for that, for sure. Super cool. Love those. All right. We've got 3 more metal elements and then we are going to kind of move on. This is another one of the things in the box that is super popular right now. It does not seem to be going out of style and I am here for it all day, every day. And that is a carabiner clasp. I see these everywhere. So this one is stainless steel. You can get these in a lot of different colors, but this one obviously matches the stainless steel elements that are in the bag for this month. I love this. I have seen high end. I'm talking on the streets of New York, high end. You know what I'm talking about. Designers, high-end jewelry companies that are using carabiners in their jewelry designs. It usually goes in the front, normally with some sort of really yummy chain design or a really cool beaded design. I kind of love it. Some people don't. Some people think that it looks like you went to the hardware store to buy your jewelry findings. I don't. I think it's wonderful. It's a really interesting clasp and it has the opportunity to hang things from it, which you guys know I absolutely love. So the carabiners twist just like that, right? And then you slip it on and then you twist it back. I'm kind of in love with it. I really, really do love it. I think they're cool. Some people don't. It's really kind of up to you. But if you do love it and you want to mix it with some chain like we were talking about, they have some chain. They've got some really cool paperclip chain here. This is textured oval chain. I'm going to call it paperclip. They're just calling it textured oval. But mixing this with this and you are on trend. You don't even have to add any beads to that and you're on trend. This trend's been going on for a couple of years now. It doesn't seem to be losing any momentum. So this is definitely for those of you who like to make trendy pieces for your booths and your website. Along with the classics, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you don't want to spend a ton of money on trendy things because a lot of times that trend will leave before you know it. So it's not something you want to necessarily invest a ton of money in. But you know, if you like to mix the trendy things along with your classic pieces, this is a really cool way to do that. You can reorder the chain and the carabiners over on the website. All right, and then last but not least is the 20-piece 7mm 6-point bead caps. And I 100% love bead caps from the Bead Box Bargains and the ones that they include in the Bargain Bead Box. I reorder these all the time. I stock up on all of their metals, whether it's charms, focals, or metal beads, spacers, or bead caps. It's a great place to shop for bead caps if you want a bunch of them all at the same time. And then, of course, using your 30% off coupon or my 15% off coupon. So it's a great place to stock up on all of that. And I love that they include metal with their beads. So it's not just beads. You get a little bit of everything here, which is really nice because it gives you some real inspiration to put some things together. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna scroll back a little bit here because I feel like there were some comments that I missed. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to keep up. Comments are going fast today. Let's see. Gina says, Colleen, you most definitely are a trusted friend of Sarah's. I don't know what that was about, but I concur. Let's see. She can be overprotective. Yes, she can. And I love her for that. Liz says that the laser cut items, she likes the laser cut items, but overall she thought it was very similar to last month's, just more Jasper. Hey, you know what? You're not necessarily wrong about that. I think the color palette is a little different because we do have the pops of purple here, but you got to think Jasper is one of those, it's like nature's crayon box. You know what I mean? It's just so pretty. Hi, Jane. Hi, Jane. All right, scrolling back through the comments here. Cindy says maybe she hasn't said it yet. What am I supposed to say? I feel like I'm missing something. That's why I was looking. Oh, y'all are curious about my new news. I see what's going on. So you're going to be seeing more of me in the near future. I am still not in a position where I can say much more than that, but if you'll give me a little bit of time, like I'm literally just getting back in the groove of things. Had some chats yesterday, got some more chats coming up next week. Things are moving forward. That's what I'm going to say. Things are moving forward. You will be seeing more of me. As a matter of fact, you will be seeing more of me, probably in the form of Michael's classes coming up as well, because I did have a conversation with Meredith about those Michael's classes. So I'm going to be picking up at least one Michael's class a month. Remember, you guys, I was doing those Michael's classes. I was doing like 2 to 3 a month. I'm going to try to pick up at least one more of those, so that you guys will have even more content for me. Those Michael's classes were fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. All right. Oh, I have so many people here that were in my classes. Sandy was here. Hi, Sandy. Liz was here. Hi, Liz. Oh, I love you guys so much. All right. Robin says, how much is a bead box and can you still get this one? So Robin, you can still order this one as of this morning. Now, things may have changed since it's now afternoon, but the last time I checked on the website, you could still reorder this box. Like, they have the whole box. So if you missed this shipment and you've not subscribed yet, you can purchase this entire box over on Bead Box Bargains. But I do encourage you to sign up for the monthly box because it is affordable. I don't remember exactly what the cost is, but I can promise you that it is less than $25, and that includes shipping. So it's a really great value. All right. Colleen says she's going to grab the link. All right. Suzanne says, I like it when you do the Michael's classes. I do too. They're so much fun. So I'm looking forward to getting back into those. But that's not the only thing that's coming down the pipeline for me. You guys are going to get more content because that's what you guys have been asking for. I'm going to give you as much content as I possibly can. I'm going to slowly be kind of revealing what those things are going to be as the days go on. So just October is the month, you guys. Just keep saying that. October is the month because I need some more pieces of the puzzle to kind of fall into place. Just kind of waiting patiently. All right, so I'm going to sit all of this beady goodness to the side, and I'm going to show you guys some wire. So we've got flat artistic wire, and I've got some patterned flat wire. So some of you already know about all of this. It's not like this is new, but we haven't worked with flat wire in a long time. And part of the reason that I love flat wire is because you can hammer it. Now with the pattern wire, you can't hammer it because it does already have a really cool pattern on it. But the plain one, you can hammer all over the place with, and I'm here for it. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of pairs of earrings where we can use the beads from the bead box plus some of this really cool wire. Okay, so I do have a couple of samples here to show you, and then we can recreate some things. I didn't add ear wires to these, but I am going to. So this was an interesting little pair of earrings. I saw something very similar to this on Pinterest and just wanted to kind of recreate it. I don't remember who the original artist was, but basically they used some flat wire to create an interesting little drop. And then I threw on some of those lava beads and beads from the box. Now that might not be your favorite design, but I do want to show you what is possible with flat wire if you've never used it before, because it is really, really cool. And I feel like I've just kind of neglected it for a while, but I do love that you can texturize it yourself. If you've got texturizing hammers, or even just a hammer like this one, just a chasing hammer that's got the ball end on it, you can add your own texture to things. This is another little earring. We're going to put this one together. So we're going to make this one. We're going to hammer for ourselves. But you can see how I texturized that flat wire with the hammer. Yeah, that's good stuff. If you've got a little aggression in you, you need a little outlet. Doing a little hammering on some of this flat wire is a lot of fun. So the flat wire comes in a couple of different sizes. This is available through Beadalon. It is an artistic wire product, so it's soft like artistic wire, and it comes in a couple of different widths. This is the largest one. I can't remember right off the top of my head how wide this one is. So this one is a 5 millimeter, and I think the other one is a 3 millimeter. So you can get it in a couple of different widths, and you can also get this in a couple of different colors. I've got some silver on hand, but you can get this in gold color or copper. I believe you can also get it in rose gold. And then the flat pattern wire is, again, the same thing. It's artistic wire, so it's made by Beadalon. It just comes with a pattern preloaded. What? It's comes with a pattern on it already. But again, you can use this the same way you use this. You just might not want to texturize this because it's already got a really pretty pattern on it. But you can grab it. There are a couple of different patterns to choose from over on the website if you want to take a look at some more of these from Beadalon. I really love them. Really love them. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out of the package. Right. And we can use these to create a little something. So let's start out with this guy, and then let's make another pair using some of the patterned wire. So for this one, I used a small cut section. I need to kind of measure. So what you need for this is going to be a heavy duty cutter. There's nothing wrong with using your blue handled cutter on this, but it's a little thick. So I like to use my yellow handled cutter on it. This cutter is very similar to my blue handle, except this one is for thicker gauge wire and it doesn't do a flush cut. But this is a great cutter for tempered steel. So if you're using memory wire, this is a great cutter for memory wire or just thicker gauge wires in general. And it's usually what I like to use when I'm cutting the flat wire. So I'm just going to cut this piece to the same length. Oh, you can see it takes a lot of strength to cut through that. That's why I say the blue cutters might not be your best option there, because this will dull the blade pretty quickly. But once you get it cut, then you can really kind of trim up the ends and it's nice and soft in there. So it's kind of a funny wire like that. All right, so I've got a little section that's the same length as this section. And I'm going to put this on my block and I'm going to texturize it. So I'm just going to lay it down and I'm going to take my chasing hammer here, and instead of using the flat end, which mine has seen better days, but I'm going to use the round end to texturize by just kind of tapping all over the surface of this wire. And you can see how it just makes little dimples all in the wire, but it creates just a fun texture, a fun way to catch the light, I guess, on this wire. And honestly, I like to do it just because I like to hammer things. But you can use patina paints on this, and the pattern wire is the same. If you wanted to paint this up with some of those patina paints, you absolutely can do that. All right, so I've just added some texture all over the surface of that. You can see you don't have to do both sides. The glare in here makes it really kind of hard to see that, but you don't have to do both sides. It's not necessary unless you just want to. Then I use a cutter or a hole punch for this. So there are a lot of punches out there in the world. I've got this Euro punch that I've had for a million years and it never lets me down. So I've never changed to anything different. I think I grabbed this one off of Amazon a long time ago. It makes a 1.25 millimeter hole, but you can change the head out on this one. I just have lost the other head that goes on here. But any metal punch is going to work. It doesn't matter. I don't really have a preference because I don't really have anything else to compare this one to. I just know that this one has never let me down. So Susie says, by texturing it, will it work harden it too? Yes, it does work harden it when you texturize it like that. All right, so I'm going to put this into my metal punch down at the end and pop a hole for jump ring or ear wire or whatever, and I'm going to put one on the other side as well. You can mark these with markers if you want to. I just kind of eyeball it, but it's up to you. Yes, you can buy replacement heads for the metal punches. All right, so now I've got a piece that's got 2 holes in it, which is great because now I can actually attach things to it. So for the one that is already finished, minus the ear wire that needs to go on it, I used some 24 gauge wire, and I wire wrapped 2 of the beads from our box. So I'm going to grab 2 more for this one. And I'm going to grab some 24 gauged wire, which I don't know what happened. Oh, it's right here. My desk is, I did clean it, but it has since become a mess again. Don't you love how that happens? All right, so I'm going to cut a little piece of this 24 gauge wire, and I'm going to do just like a tiny little spiral just before I wire wrap this. You don't have to do that part. You can just wire wrap to it. It's up to you. But I am going to do a little tiny spiral on mine. So I'm going to take my flat nose pliers, or my chain nose pliers rather, and make a little hook on the end of the wire. I know it's kind of hard to see. And then I'm going to trim just a tiny little bit of that off, and I'm going to start to make a spiral with this. So hold it with my pliers. Since it's 24 gauge wire, it's very soft. You got to be careful opening and closing your pliers on this because you don't want to mark up the wire. But I'm just kind of biting down with the pliers and then turning the wire a little bit at a time to build out a little spiral. And since I've already made one, I want to kind of check it against the one that I've already made so that it stays about the same size. That's pretty close to the same size. Okay, so now I'm going to lay this onto my flat wire, just like so, and I'm going to hold that spiral, and I'm going to take that 24 gauge wire and I'm going to wrap it all the way around the flat wire, and I'm going to wrap it around twice. Now when I come up for my third wrap, I'm going to add a bead to this, but before I do that, I want to look to see if I'm roughly in the same place, which I am. I can scoot it down just a tiny little bit. Now I'm ready to add a bead. So I'm going to take a bead, drop that down so that it sits right on the surface of that flat wire. I'm going to hold that bead in place, wrap the wire around. Okay. And then when I come back around again, I'm going to add another bead. Looks like my wire was a little short on this one. And then I'm going to wrap around. So my wire was too short for this one. I didn't cut nearly as much wire as I did for the first one. So with this one, I had enough wire to wrap around. It looks like another 4 times. With this one, I don't. So you know what? I'm gonna undo it and we're gonna do it again because it only takes a second. And I really do want these earrings to match. So that was my fault for not cutting enough wire. I forget that it takes a little bit of wire to make that spiral, and I just did not think that all the way through, which is fine. It's just a little bit of wire, and you can see me make the spiral again. So again, going to take the tip of the wire with my chain nose pliers, and I'm just turning a little hook, right? If the hook is a little too deep, come in with your cutter tool and trim off a little bit like I did with the first one. Otherwise, you're just going to start that opening and closing of the pliers and kind of bending the wire as you go. It's a slow process. Works with any gauge wire. But when you're using this small gauge, just be really careful not to close the pliers down too aggressively because you will mark up this 24 gauge wire. What was the name of my hole punch? It is a Euro punch. I'll show you. Euro punch. There's a lot of different punch tools out there, but like I said, I bought that one and have never needed to buy another one. It's been a really good buy for me. So now, granted, I don't make a ton of hole punches in metal, but it's been a good one. All right, so let's do this again. We're going to lay this spiral onto the surface of our flat wire, and I'm going to hold that down, and I'm going to wrap around. I'm going to wrap around a second time, coming back around for the third time, and that's where I'm going to add my bead. But before I do that, I want to make sure that I'm in the same area as the other one so that they're pretty close. Okay, now we're going to add the bead. Oh, what was the name of the yellow handled cutters? So these are my Beadalon. I don't know the exact name of these. It's just heavy wire cutters. It's not a flush cutter. It's just a heavy wire cutter. So it does cut at a point. But if you go over to the Beadalon website and type in the item number 202A-002, it'll bring these up. Alternatively, you can just go over and check out the cutter tools, and it'll bring up those along with a bunch of other really good cutters, including the blue ones. All right, so around again, and I'm ready for another bead. Okay, dropping that down, and now I've got enough wire this time to wrap around about 4 times up here at the top. I love wire wrapping onto flat wire. It's one of the cool things about it, other than the texturizing where you get to use a hammer. Another cool part about the flat wire is that you can really wire wrap some cool things to it. So I just kind of flatten that down with my pliers a little bit, and then I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off. And now I've got a cute little section to use as an earring drop. And you can see they're different. I normally make them exactly the same, right? I like earrings that are exactly the same. You guys, some of you like mirrored earrings. I like them. I like them the same. But for those of you who like the mirrored look, I got you today. All right, we're going to grab 3 of these really pretty bicones from the box. So there's 3 bicones, and we're going to do tiny little baby knotted head pins with some 24 gauge wire. I'm running very, very low on head pins, so we're going to make our own. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 3 pieces of 24 gauge wire, which is a little wire. Normally, you guys, I use a 22 gauge wire for my knotted head pins, but the bicones are small, and I don't want the knot on the bottom to be any bigger than it's already going to be. So all right, to do a knotted head pin, we're going to grab the tip of the wire with the tip of the pliers, round nose pliers, by the way. We're going to roll that around the tip of the pliers all the way around once, and then we're going to roll all the way around a second time underneath that first. And you're going to stop where you see the cut in the wire. Before you take this off of the tool, bend it. Bend the wire so it's running underneath those coils, away from the tool and away from your hand. If you take it off the tool, you may bend it in the wrong direction. That's why I say do this part first before you take it off of the pliers. All right, we're going to take the tail end of that wire. We're going to bend it back, and we're going to stick it through those 2 coils that we just made. We're going to come in with our nylon jaw pliers. Don't do this without your nylon jaw pliers. Super, super important. Make sure those 2 coils are right up against the edge of the nylon. And then you're going to take another pair of pliers and pull. And that's going to pull a knot into the end of your wire, giving you a little head pin. Let's do 2 more of those, and then we will wire wrap our beads. So, tip of the wire, tip of the pliers, rolling around, all the way around once, all the way around a second time. Stop where you see the cut in the wire, bend underneath. So it's running underneath those coils. Take it off of the tool, not a toil. Don't take it off of the toil, the tool. Thank you, Cecilia, so much. I appreciate you very, very much. take the wire back through those two little coils. And then you're going to use another pair of pliers and pull. You've pulled a knot in the end of your wire. Looks like a little rosette. And we're going to do one more, and then we're going to put all this together. And then let's put together a quick pair using some of the patterned wire as well. So we'll do that here in just a second. Okay, all the same steps. Back through those. It's knotted. Head pin alert number 3, says Wanda. I love it. All right, and pull. All right, so now I've got 3 head pins that I am going to use to wire wrap my little bicones. Okay, so thread that on, grab the wire where it is exiting the bead. We're going to do a wrapped loop. We're going to bend over the top of the pliers. We're going to come in with our round nose pliers, going up and over. Rotate the pliers so that you can take the wire over to the other side, and then we're going to wire wrap in that space. Okay. And then we're going to come in with our cutter tool and trim off the excess. Bridget says, I just love Sarah's knotted head pins. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love them too, particularly when when I'm out of the pre-made ones. It's really handy to be able to make your own for sure. All right, so another wrapped loop here. All right, so up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side. I love that 24 gauge wire because I can wind it up like that. It's so satisfying. Do you guys watch on TikTok? I know some of you do. Not everybody will. Some of you are going to be like, why would you ever watch that? But do you guys ever watch things on TikTok that are like carpet cleaning or soap cutting, which is one of my very favorites. I love the soap cutting. They're just silly little things like that people get hooked on. You know, they're just so much fun to watch. I know it sounds silly for those of you who don't get it, but for those of us who do get it, it makes me want to do a TikTok page that's nothing but wrapped loops. You know what I mean? For those of us who are just like, yeah, I love the wrapped loop, make the wrapped loop over and over again. I think it would be a really popular TikTok page for some of us jewelry makers for sure. Too funny. The things we watch. Brooke says, yes, power washing. I love the power washing ones where they clean the carpets or they power wash the sidewalks. Oh my goodness. They're so satisfying. I don't know why, but they really, they really are satisfying. Okay, so we're going to put together a little dangle here using 3 jump rings. I've got 2. I need one more jump ring. There we go. There's 3 jump rings. Okay, so we're just doing a little dangle like we have done so many times. Magic sand. I like the magic sand ones too. The carpet cleaning ones are probably my favorite though. All right, so I'm opening 1 jump ring and I'm going to thread on 1 bicone, and then I'm going to close that back. I'm going to pick up a second one, open. I'm going to thread that on to the jump ring I just added, and we're going to put a bead on either side. See, I'm not the only one. Jane likes the lawn mowing and the power washing too. I love it. I love it. Twist to close. And then 1 more jump ring, and we're going to attach it to the hole that we punched in our wire here. Okay, so I'm going to hook that, and then I'm going to thread that onto the hole that we made and close that back. And I'm going to add 2 ear wires to this. Yeah, Yeah, do that. TikTok is an amazing learning place. It is also an amazing time zapper. I'm one of those people who I'm like, oh, I'm just going to go right before I go to bed. I'm going to lay down and I'm going to watch a few TikToks before, I fall asleep. And the next thing you know, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. You're like, wait a minute. What happened to all that time? It's the TikTok. It does it to you. I'm looking for a couple of little small jump rings that I can use. I need one more. There we go. Okay. So Dee says, I watched it on YouTube with my daughter. At first, I thought it was silly watching someone wash their carpet. By the end, I was ready to watch it again. I know. And it's funny because I have like my favorite parts of the carpet washing. So when they wash the carpet and they take that pressure washer and they go underneath the carpet and blow all of the dirt from underneath, that's my favorite part. And the fact that I have a favorite part of carpet washing is just such a sign of the times. Like, what are we doing with our lives in 2023? Well, I like to watch carpet washing videos, and my favorite part is when they blow the dirt out from underneath the carpet. Like, what are we doing with ourselves? Can you imagine, like, back in the pioneer times, they would never understand any of the things we are doing here in 2023. Oh, look at that. So cute. Just a quick little pair of earrings. If you like a long, slim style, this is definitely, a cute little look. Dee says she likes to watch the lady clean apartments. I like that too. One of the other ones that I like to watch is there's this guy who does walkthroughs of New York City apartments, like the tiniest apartments. They're so interesting to look at because the floor plans are so weird. I'm talking studio apartments, not the ones with lots of rooms. I'm talking about really tiny, small studio apartments. He's so interesting. It's not that he's interesting, but the apartments that he goes through, I'm like, I don't know how I could live in a space like that, but people love it. If you want to live in New York, that's the way to do it, I guess. All right, so there are those, which I think are super cute, right? Just kind of an elongated style that is really interesting. I definitely think it would be cool to add some patina to the textured wire there. But let's do a pair with some of the pattern wire just real quick. I'm going to use, and I may only do one because we're like pretty close on time. I'll try to do both, but okay. So I'm going to do 2 of our lava beads with 2 of these little beads on the top. And I'm going to grab some of the bead caps from the box as well. Okay, so there are those. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to create like a teardrop shape out of some of this wire. I don't know how much wire. So I think this is a 2-inch piece. Let's practice with this 2-inch piece real quick. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and cut. This is just my practice piece, okay? Because I don't know if 2 inches is going to be enough. I'm going to go ahead and punch the holes in the end of this, which I don't necessarily have to do on my practice piece, but it's okay. So I punch the 2 holes right in the ends. And then I'm going to use my bell making pliers to make a teardrop shape. So I'm just going to bend this to bring those 2 ends together, just like so. All right, that's a little long, but that's okay. All right, so 2 inches. We're going to use 2 inches of the patterned wire. So that was good. So I'm just going to take another 2-inch piece of the flat wire that I've already cut, and I'm going to use that as my measurement. Okay. And then cut a second one so that we can do 2 pairs, or not 2 pairs, but a pair. Making a pair here. Ooh, oh, that wire went flying. Wear eye protection if you're crazy like I am, okay? All right, we're going to do the 2 holes in the bottom, or on either end, rather. Pop that on, or pop that through, rather. And we're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. Yep. Okay, I'm going to do the other one so that it's already ready to go. Okay. And I'm not measuring this. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. If you need to measure and mark your holes, mark it on the back side and punch your hole through the back. All right, there we go. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to take, that's so pretty. Is that just really pretty? I love adding patina to the pattern wire because it really makes the texture pop. But in certain light, you really see that pattern that's on there, and it's so nice. All right, so same thing. I'm going to use my large bell making pliers. You can use whatever you've got around, but I just want to make like a teardrop shape by bringing my 2 ends together. So there's one. I'm going to do the other one. Dee says, just when I thought I had every tool, there's a new one that I want. Funny how that happens. That's funny how that happens. All right, just bringing those 2 together. Okay. All right. Now, I'm actually going to cheat. I'm going to use one of these that's already over here, and then I'm going to make one. So let me show you what my plan is here. So I'm going to take this off of this. So my plan is I'm going to make a drop just like this one, and then I'm going to hook it to my teardrop, and then I'm going to take a jump ring through these holes and make an earring out of it. Okay, so that's what the plan is, but we need to put, first of all, I need to steal this. No, I don't. I've got one right here. Okay, so I'm going to make the little beaded drop here. We're going to do another knotted head pin, and I'm going to use some 22 gauge wire because I'm using a bigger bead. So that 22 gauge that I like to use for this is perfect for this. All right, grabbing the tip of the wire with the tip of the pliers. Roll that around. Tip the pliers once, go a second time. Stop where you see the cut in the wire, bend it so that it goes underneath. Okay. Take this off of the pliers. Stick it through the 2 little coils that you made. And where are the nylon gel pliers? It's amazing how I'm literally sitting here. I've not gotten up and I've lost something. Okay. And I know I'm not the only one. Okay. Pull. Okay. Now I've got my knotted head pin. I'm going to thread on my lava bead. I'm going to thread on a bead cap, one of the ones that was in the box, right? From the Bargain Bead Box. That's where Bargain Bead Box, that's where all these beads came from. And then another one of those little rondelles, and we're going to do a wrapped loop. Bend the wire over the top of the pliers, coming in with the round nose pliers, up and over, rotate the wire, take the wire over to the other side, and then wire wrap. Okay, I'm going to come in with my cutter, trim off the excess wire that I don't need. Tuck it in if you need to. Okay, and then I'm going to use this twisted head pin, or I'm sorry, twisted jump ring. Twist to open that, and I'm going to thread on my bead, and then I'm going to thread that onto my little teardrop. Now we need some jump rings and some ear wires. So I don't know that I've got the right size necessarily in this. So let me grab some jump rings real quick. Some more jump rings. Okay. So I'm gonna grab some of those and some of those. It's nice to have, instead of digging through the little jump ring, this is my catch-all. You know, where it's just like all the jump rings that get left on the bead mat get thrown into this guy, which is great, except when you're in a hurry, it's not that great. You know what I mean? You like don't need to spend all that time looking for jump rings. All right. Okay. Getting Wanda too excited? I don't think that's possible. No, I know it is. You know what would make Wanda even more excited than the knotted head pins? If we were doing this and adding leather to it as well, she would know what to do with herself. All right, so now I'm going to take a jump ring, and what I want to do is I need to get it through both of the holes here, which might take a little finessing, but it can be done. I promise. I promise. So go through one, and then you want to go through the other one. That's why you need to use at least a 6mm jump ring for this. 8mm jump ring will probably be better, but I did get that 6mm jump ring through there. Now I just need to close that back. And I did not get a good closure on that at all. Wanda may have dropped a scone. It's true. All right, so there is a jump ring going through there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other one. So the bead cap is also from the Bargain Bead Box. It came in the September box with all of the beads. All right, gonna go through. It's not hard, it's just tricky. There we go. I got it through pretty easy on that one. And close that back. Okay. Now I need 2 more jump rings so that my earrings are going to hang the correct direction. And I got to grab 2 ear wires, which right here. That was more than 2, but that's okay. All right, and then we will be done. I'm going to turn you guys around after I get these put together and show them to you from a different perspective. How pretty is that? Oh, I love those. And it's not a lot, right? It's just 2 inches of that flat wire, couple of jump rings, and we've only used 4 beads in this design. So I'm not even using a whole lot of beads for this, which is nice because I've got such a pretty design and haven't used a ton of materials, which I don't know about you, but I kind of love it when that happens. Right? Look how pretty. Aren't those nice? And then if you wanted to add a little patina to that pattern wire, you could if you wanted to. Or if you don't want to do the pattern wire, do the flat wire and texturize it, right? You can texturize it and do the same kind of teardrop with them. Super cute. Super, super cute. All right, I'm going to turn you guys around. This was a fun one. Not that we don't always have fun, right? But sometimes hammering on wire is just what the doctor ordered. I can't believe there are no dangles under the lava beads. Well, but the lava beads are the dangles. They are the dangles. All right, so these were the ones that we made with just the flat wire without any pattern on it. And we texturized those ourselves. So those are super, super cute. These are cool with lots and lots of beads on them, but also don't forget, you can use this flat wire to make bangle bracelets and all kinds of things. So if you did like a whole bangle bracelet, you could wire wrap beads all over that. You could texturize it, right? Don't have to make earrings out of them. We're just keeping it quick and simple here. But then these were the ones with the pattern. See, the lava beads are the dangles. It's all a dangle. It's all a dangle. It's just a matter of how you look at it. So let me put these on for you. Yeah, I love those. I think those are super, super cute. It's got all of the elements that I love. There's lots and lots of texture going on, plus the metallics from those amazing lava beads. Look at the color shift in that. Color shift. I want my makeup to color shift. I want my fingernails to color shift. I want all my jewelry to have a color shift. I love that, where it shifts from like green to purple. That's just, it's giving me life right now. Let me put this other earring in. All righty. So there we go. La-di-da. La-di-da. All right. So that was our fun little live today. I missed you guys so much on Friday. So I'm really glad that we got to get back together today. Right. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed going through the bargain bead box, guys. Don't forget that you can use my coupon codes for the bead box and the bead box bargains. Bargain bead box and bead box. You can use those coupon codes for those sites. Please feel free to use my affiliate link if you want to do some shopping there. I appreciate it very, very much because I get a very small commission back from them. I love that company so much. Cannot speak highly enough of them. If there is ever a problem with your order, they always are very, very quick to fix it and very, very helpful. So you know, and I know sometimes it can be frustrating when like there's a problem with your order and you know, and you're frustrated. Like talking to them, they keep you calm. You know, they're like, we're going to handle it. Don't worry. We've got you under control. Don't worry. And they always send free extras if they make a mistake, and they only get better from it. So, you know, I cannot recommend them enough. I think they're a wonderful company and they definitely deserve all of our love and support. So yeah, especially in a time like where it feels like so many of the businesses in the industry are really struggling right now. So definitely be sure to take care of your small businesses, whether it is Bead Box Bargains or any of the other small business owners that you know in the industry. They need our love and support right now, big time. So just if you can, you know, and I mean, just your support by sharing their products online, even if you can't make a purchase, is enough. They really appreciate it. So there you go. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging with me this Tuesday afternoon. I will be back with you guys on Friday for our Feel Good Friday show at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget, Hardwired meets at 4 p.m. Eastern this afternoon. We're putting together a little something fun. We're making some leaves, some pendants that look like leaves for Hardwired. Hardwired will be open for enrollment on Friday. And I'll talk more about that then. Don't you hate it when I leave you guys hanging with things? I'm like, oh, you're going to be seeing me some more soon, but I can't tell you more. You just have to keep coming back for more. Just know that good things are coming down the line for all of us. Okay? I promise. I promise. All right, you guys, go do wonderful things. Go make something pretty, and I will see Hardwired later. The rest of you, I'll see you on Friday at 1 p.m. See ya. Okay? Love ya. Bye, guys.